Wednesday with the Legacy Mentor. Today, letter C, the word share, and share wisdom. Welcome. Let's start with a question. Do you have a mentor, a guide on the ride as you're living your legacy life? Someone that you can have a collaborative conversation with as you look at your insights and ideas and interpretations and sort of say, hey, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And through the quality of the questions that you ask with your mentor, and being that they're a guide on your ride and they're going to be using your words, they give you a way in which to sort of package things up, to find ways in which to bring facts and data to information, and from that information into knowledge to wisdom. And that is helpful along the path that you're walking. So the question is, do you have a mentor, or have you had a mentor? Hey, would you like to become a mentor? That's another question in living your legacy life. So let's see where that might take you, because in my time with you here sitting in the rocking chair, I'm a legacy mentor, bringing the two together. Legacy about being the useful whats that you gift others so they can learn from your experiences, and to do so as a mentor, this guide on the ride, or look for a mentor to help you in how to frame, to use those gifts that you have, that time, effort, and money, in wise ways. Today, pulling from the cards, they were kind of an interesting time here because I end up with the letter C, and I associated it with the cottonwood tree, and that became kind of significant. It was kind of interesting. Then I came up with the 5 C's and a reminder, and I think you'll find those to be of great use to you. And then there was the word share, the single word share, and then I ended up with share wisdom as the long form keyword. So with the C, cottonwood, that tree, and I'm just going to get my notes here because I think it's good to have them. The cottonwood tree is the bridge between earth and sky. I thought that was great, land and sky. I had not known that, but I went looking to sort of get a sense of how do others sort of metaphorically connect cottonwood trees with living life. And that's what I found. And amazing as it is, maybe it isn't, I pass through what I call Cottonwood Gate as I go from my walk. Now, if it's really snowy and slushy and all that, I don't actually go between the cottonwood trees. I walk beside them on the path. But when the days are great and I can walk through, down through I go, and I say, may peace be with Cottonwood Gate, and then I have other landmarks that I acknowledge. So it actually played itself out, and I found out something myself by going and looking a little bit deeper into the metaphor of the cottonwood tree associated with the letter C. Okay, there you go. As to the 5 C's, I have used this in my legacy mentor work for many years as I've helped others to move along their legacy path. And the first one is about clarify from consistency. If you want to get clarification, then do it through consistent means. Take a look at what's going on in a similar timeline or resource allocation and see what you can clarify from that. The next one is to contribute from confidence. The confidence that you have, the self-assuredness that you're willing to contribute something. And from a legacy point of view, that's your legacy gift, to make that contribution and have that aging confidently to back it up. Then there's communicate from commitment. A commitment is to keep your promises. You say that you're going to do that and that you actually make that happen, and you communicate that pathway, what it is that you're going to confidently contribute along that way to fulfill that commitment. And then there is collaborate from community. In other words, to collaborate, to contribute in such a way is that you're going to do it with some assertiveness and cooperation. That's to collaborate. That contribution, the commitments that go with that, is to help with the community, to establish community, to further community. And then there's co-create from capacity. And we each individually have our capacity, our capabilities, our talents, our gifts, and we co-create. Because while we're on a unique journey in our legacy, we're also doing adventures together, and therefore we can co-create. And when you bring those five together, you will find a very interesting story, and you can mix and match them as well. When it comes to share wisdom, which is an extended keyword phrase that I will work with, what it does is it reminds me to go, oh, okay, with my experiences, the quality of my experience, the soundness of my experiences, that is going to be framed because of the wisdom. In other words, I've taken this knowledge, this knowing of what to do, putting it into action, and then being willing to share that wisdom with those that I interact with. And therefore, by sharing this wisdom, I'm demonstrating good judgment, because I believe that it will contribute. Now, I know when I've interacted with some persons and they've said, I want to share something with you. I go, okay, great. And then I listen to it and I go, all right. And then other times it's, wow, I hadn't thought of it that way. Is just take that reflective pause that goes with sharing wisdom, whether it's you or someone is doing it with you, and just give it its due course. See what's there. See what's happening. Now, one of the things that I always remember from a wisdom point of view, and I'm going to look down at my notes here, is that what you're going to be doing is bringing the concepts of well living and bringing the practices of living well. That's wisdom. The concepts of well living and the practices of living well, that is about sharing wisdom. And that's why I came back to naming my company Wealth Movement, about well-being and well-living to the nth degree, and the physical movement all the way up to the social cultural movement, and what might that do and be and have for those that I interact with. And can I share it in such a way as that people can pick up on it, and in turn, through their legacy, living their legacy life, they can share what is of importance to them, to share their wisdom. And so it continues. And then with those 5 C's is a way to do a little check and balance as you're moving along. Someone asked the other day, why do you do this legacy mentor on a Wednesday and use this prompt style of format that you have, and being very much in a laid back style? And I said, well, I always wanted to be able to say, okay, these are prompts for me, the pulling of the cards, where I get, in this case, the C, the wisdom, the share wisdom, stories that came forth today that I've already given to you, gifted to you. And I do it because it helps me to be fresh, enlivened, encouraged as I walk into the week ahead. Because Wednesday, when I do this, I have already done a video, I've done an article up on LinkedIn, and I'm looking at, okay, am I going to be doing another video at the end of the week, and do I do a live video on the weekend? And so I'm thinking through, if I'm going to be living a legacy life, how am I going to get myself prepared to move forward? And these prompts give me that, because as I doodle them out in my book, and for example, when I mentioned about the cottonwood tree, the letter C, and the significance of it, the metaphor of it, and it's seen as the connection between land and sky, and the cottonwood gate, and I'm walking through, well, it just gives another meaning to my activities and as I engage in them on any given day. So I share these prompts as a legacy mentor because I've been a legacy mentor for 30-some years now. I may not have used legacy in front of mentor, but mentor, journey mentor was something that I've always been involved with. So that was my long winded answer, and I share it here with you because I always enjoy questions like that. And if I can help that person out, and that person has now taken on this sense of, oh, okay, connecting legacy and mentor and using it in the work that they're doing around an environmental project that they're bringing to the foreground. And I said, oh, wonderful, that's great. And so I'm going to be looking forward to having conversations about where he is actually taking it. So, with that, the videos that are showing up right now are going to help you move forward. And I encourage you to go into that playlist of the prompts, those short prompts that I put out each morning. Grab your journal. So, with that, take care.